All right, guys, I'm going to do a couple examples from the identifying properties level one Delta Math assignment. Now, this one is similar to what we were doing before with the associative and commutative, but this is dealing with solving equations. The other stuff was dealing with expressions. This is dealing with equations. So I'm going to take a picture of this and then I'm going to show you what we're doing. So let me snap this. And let me take a picture of this. And let's mark it up. Hold on 1 second, it's working. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Now, we want to get x by itself. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to add 2 to both sides. Now, notice we added 2 to the left, we added 2 to the right. So we're keeping the equality or the equation in balance. Now, these are going to cancel out. So we're just going to be left with a negative x. And then 2 plus 2, this is supposed to be a 2, guys. This is hard to write. 2 plus 2 is 4. So now, what did we use? Well, we used an addition a property of equality. So we added 2 to both sides. That's the addition property of equality. It's not the commutative property. It's not the associative. It's not division. We didn't divide yet. We just added. We added 2 to both sides. So this is the addition property of equality. That's all we did. So boom, that's done. Now let's do another one. I want you guys to see the difference. All right, so here's our equation and here's our first step. Now this one, look what we're doing. We haven't changed anything with the equations except what we have on the left side is still on the left side, and what we have on the right side is still on the right side. We haven't changed anything. We just regrouped. Instead of this being 3 plus x, we made it 4 plus 3. Remember, your parents don't want you associating with the x crowd. They rather that you associate with your own kind, like the numbers. So that's what we're doing here. We are associating. So this is the associative property of addition because we regrouped and we put the 3 and the 4 together instead of the 3 and the x. So that's the associative property of addition. Submit it. That's what we got. Let's do a couple more. All right, what do we got here? All right, now this one, you can see that we got rid of the 3 on the left-hand side of the equation and we moved it to the right. So I'm going to use this and see, hopefully, I'm subtracting 3 from this side and I subtract 3 from this side. These cancel, so I'm left with 4x. And then 1 minus 3 is going to be a negative 2. So what did I do here? I used subtraction to get the 4x by itself. So what property am I using? Let's clear this. We use the subtraction property of equality. That's this one. That's what we did. We subtracted 3 from both sides. That's all we did. Okay, so boom. All right, so now let's see. I want to do one more. Let's see what we got here. Let's do one more. All right, so we got 3x equal to negative 6, and we divided both sides by 3. To get rid of this 3, this is 3 times x. We're going to do the opposite. So we divide both sides by 3. So that's the division of equality. That means whatever we do to one side, we got to do to the other side. That's what makes it the division property of equality. So we divided both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. A negative 6 divided by 3 is a negative 2. We divide it, so that's the property that we're using. So we can clear this and go here, division property of equality. Let's try one more. All right. This one is same thing. We're dividing both sides by negative 2, so it's the division property of equality. That's a simple one. Let's see. One more. This one, we just regrouped. So we changed where the parentheses were. Okay, we were associating 3 and x. Now we're associating a negative 4 and 3. So this is the associative property of multiplication. So we would go here. That's our answer. And that's all we're doing. All right, I think that's enough. Hopefully you get it. These properties are really important when you're doing algebra. You're using them all the time, whether you realize it or not, but it's nice if you know what you're doing and what property you're using. So let me stop this and post it.